So I've been using the Izumi Cyclone gloves for 2 seasons, and they are great for mild weather, but they suck in the cold because they have zero insulation. The fit is great, I really like them. The gel inserts are nice. The touch screen sensitive pads, they suck, but you can't really expect any gloves to feel the same as your bare hand, so I would say then it's acceptable. So these have been great, and I'm gonna keep using them for when it's windy or when it's chilly, but not for when it's cold. Now for when it's cold, I am looking to get some different gloves, and here are the candidates. There's the new Izumi AmFib Lite, which is very similar in like the size and the style of the glove, the way it closes. It's very similar to the Cyclone, but it has insulation, which is the main thing that I was looking for. Then the next level is the Izumi AmFib, and this one has even more insulation. You can already see that they are so much bulkier. Even though all of these gloves are size extra large, you can see that this guy over here is so much chunkier. And finally, non-Izumi, but also a worthy competitor, is the Castelli Spettacolo. And this glove came with recommendations from the guy at my local bike shop, so I decided to include it in the comparison. Alright, so since I'm replacing the Cyclone, what are the things that I like about this glove that I would be looking for in a new one? I like the fit. It feels super dexterous. I can like really feel my bars. I can feel every gear shift and everything. I can wipe my nose and my face or my glasses with this soft material on the thumb. Excuse the boogers, these are from the other day. And I like that the cuff is tight around my wrist, so it allows me to really like close it and not just be aero, but also like holding the heat inside the gloves and keep my hands from getting too cold. The pads are good, although I would love to see Specialized make winter gloves with the type of padding that they use for the Grail glove. That'd be awesome. So let's look for gloves that have some of these features but with insulation. Okay, so the Izumi AmFib Lite, it feels all right. I can feel it that it's kind of tight when I make a fist like this. I feel it around my knuckles. I like that it has the cuff that closes really tightly. You can close that with the little Velcro tab on there. I don't have the same dexterity as with the Cyclones. You can see there's a little bit of extra wiggle room here in the index finger. I mean, it has its pros and its cons. The pro is that because your finger is not tight, or it doesn't feel tight with the material around it, you'll probably get better circulation and maybe like even a small air pocket to keep it warm, but you're not gonna get the same level of feel on the controls when you're writing. This, as all Izumi gloves have, has the soft material on the thumb to help you wipe whatever you need to wipe, and I like the material on the palm. It's like this fake leather. It's supposed to be very sturdy and durable. It has reinforcement over there, which is really nice, and it also has this particular smell from the synthetic leather. One more thing that I'm noticing about this glove is that it's not lined, so that's gonna be something to consider. The insulation, you almost don't feel like it has any insulation once you put it on. You really have to like touch it, touch the back of the hand to feel the insulation. So yeah, it's really light, like it does honor its name. Okay, now for the big boy. This is the Izumi AmFib. This is the one that has 100 grams of PrimaLoft insulation with the cross-core technology. Supposedly it makes it even warmer than the old PrimaLoft. They do feel pretty warm, and I'll say right off the bat, in contrast to the AmFib Lite, this one is lined. It does have like a fleecy lining inside, so that makes it feel warmer as soon as you put it on. I would say you can really feel the insulation on this one. It just feels bulkier, and it's a bit harder to make a fist and like to flex your hand. You can also close the cuff really tightly. It has this material to wipe your nose and stuff. But to be honest, like I really don't have the dexterity that I get with my other gloves, and I am personally not going to be riding in weather that I think will require a glove as big as this. So for me, it's going to be a pass on these guys. They're too much for what I need. Okay, and lastly, we have the Castelli Spettacolo. These, I would say, they feel like they're in between the AmFib Lite and the AmFib Gel. In terms of insulation, they are lined. They have a fleecy material inside, which makes them feel much cozier immediately. I really like that. And then the material on the palm, it feels like velvety. It's definitely not, it doesn't feel like a fake leather to me. It feels more like a velvet. So that, I'm not sure if it's going to be as durable as a fake leather, to be honest, but they do feel much cozier right off the bat. I also like that they have the zipper on top, so you get easy on and off. That's a pretty cool idea. The downside I see with that is you can't really cinch it. You have no good way to like make it tight around your wrist to lock out the elements. So that's something to consider. As for dexterity and feel, I would say that, look at this. Look how it flexes on my finger. I mean, once you're grabbing the handlebars, it'll probably pull it back, but I would say these have worse dexterity than the AmFib Lites. They'll probably be a little bit warmer, but that's another big thing to consider. Look at this finger. It's like an alien finger. And these are also extra large from Castelli. Okay, so it looks like my decision is gonna be between these two, and I am feeling slightly more inclined towards the Castelli because they are lined and that makes them feel a little bit warmer. I'll be sacrificing some feel of the controls, but I would be sacrificing some feel if my fingers start getting too cold, so I think I'll be okay with that. The thing that I am probably gonna miss from Izumi is having a little nose wipe, but the warmth and also the zipper, those are some pretty good pros, and I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit to get those pros. One last thing that I wanted to show you here is this. Alright, so like I mentioned, these ones have the zipper and it allows for easy in and out, and you can see here that they are lined with this fleecy material inside. That just immediately gives you this feeling of nice warmth, and because they have the zipper on top, it means that even though they're lined, if your hands are a bit wet, you are still going to be able to put them on or take them off easily without like struggling with the liner. I was not able to pull out the liner, so it's very firm, securely attached, but you still get the zipper. That's not a super big problem with the Pearl Izumi because they don't have a liner on the palm and the fingers, so like there's nothing really for you to struggle with. Maybe you can see here. Let me try something real quick. Okay, so I just turned them inside out a little bit so that you can see the inside of this glove, and you can see it's just this like the fake leather on the palm. It does have a lining on the top of the glove, so that's going to be a big difference in the warmth and the comfort that you get from these gloves when compared to the Castelli, or when compared to the bigger brother, the AmFib Gel. So just consider that. And while we're looking at all these tags, all of these gloves, you can wash them in cold water and like drip dry, I believe. You should definitely check the instructions, but all of them are washable. So that's also good to know. Okay, so that has been my initial impressions and comparison of all of these gloves. I still love my Pearl Izumis for the fall. These are great, but when the time comes for something warmer, I'm gonna choose one of these. Now, because I only ride for pleasure, it's too cold. If it gets cold enough to need this guy, I'm probably not going to ride. So between these two, I showed you the pros and cons that I found with each. I know what I'm gonna pick. Now, I hope this information is useful to you when you make your choice. Have a good day.